If there's one thing that I'm certain of when it comes to the fall season, is it's probably the best season for a fragrance lover, because the summer just passed. You're not quite to the super cold weather yet. It's kind of that happy medium where you can still wear fresh fragrances, but you can really bust out those heavy woods, herbaceous, spicy fragrances, boozy, tobaccos, you know, the stuff that you couldn't really pull off in the heat. But now that it's fall time, you can really pull out some serious evening wear, some really good stuff for date nights, evenings out, dinners that your ladies really gonna enjoy. Today I've got 10 of those fragrances that I want to discuss with you, so stay tuned. So with the first one, very tried and true. This will always be here for this season, for evenings out, especially for a single guy, because I like to call this the On the Prowl scent. Carolina Herrera, CH Men Privé. You know, yes, they've been reformulated. I've heard all that good stuff, but still like a 7-hour fragrance on my skin. You know, my bottle's about a year and a half old, something like that. I haven't put a huge dent in it. I've only worn it a few times because I tend to grab Nuit de L'Hommes and stuff like that a lot more. But that rare occasion that we go to a bar, I'm gonna spray it one more time. This is fantastic for hitting the bar, really is. That's why I call it an On the Prowl scent. Very seductive, sweet, boozy fragrance that the ladies just can't get enough of. It's tried and true, it's proven. This stuff works. Ladies and chicks dig CH Men Privé. There's just no other better way to put it than chicks dig CH Men Privé. Take my word for it. Try it out if you haven't tried it before. A lot of you know exactly what I'm talking about. But first one we're talking about in this video, CH Men Privé. Next, this is normally one that I like to pull out in the winter time, but I feel like it's a stud for fall evenings, dates, because it's a high compliment factor. Beautiful, beautiful fragrance. The best version of this DNA, in my opinion, is from Dior. It's in the Fahrenheit line. It's Fahrenheit Le Parfum. You don't need a lot of sprays. 3 sprays on a date, 4 sprays at the most. Beautiful, beautiful fragrance. Oh man, the licorice with the violet leaf and the rum in this one. Whew. Wow. Close to a perfect designer fragrance. It really is. It checks all the bases. Now, don't get me wrong, way too much for a summer day. Really too much for a summer evening too. But now that we're in the fall seasons, it's time to pull out your bottles of Fahrenheit, gentlemen. Especially if you have Fahrenheit Le Parfum. This is perfect for an evening setting, great for a date night. If your lady digs the leather heavy fragrances, boozy fragrances, stuff like that, or just loves Fahrenheit in general, this is the one. In my opinion, this is the best of the line. Now, I say that with not having smelled the entire line, but of the ones I've smelled in the Fahrenheit line, hard to beat the Le Parfum. It is the boozy, sexy, full-bodied version of Fahrenheit. Not heavy on the petroleum note, that gasoline kind of smell. It's dialed back heavily, still lightly detectable in the background, but everything else around it is just taking in and adding depth and density and just a lot of character. This fragrance has a lot of character. Perfect for a fall evening, and that's Fahrenheit Le Parfum. If you like coffee, if you like leather, if you like the Boss the Scent DNA in general, Private Accord is going to do the trick. This is kind of a must-have in the cooler months. It is fantastic. It's an intoxicating scent trail from Private Accord. You gotta like coffee fragrances though. And that Manenka fruit that adds so much uniqueness. The Manenka fruit that's in this Boss the Scent DNA. This is the big old 200 ml bottle. This stuff is wonderful. Highly regarded when it came out, and then every year since, which is technically this is the second year since it, I think it came out in 18. Yeah, 18. This, it might have been 19, no, it was 18. This is actually one that, it's not a monstrosity in projection. The longevity is definitely there. It leaves a great scent trail. You get a moderate scent trail. It's not super heavy, but it's definitely not mild and weak in any way, shape, or form. And don't get me wrong, it smells great out the atomizer. It smells great off your skin. but the trail is the real star in this one. Compliment factor is way, way up. I promise you, get a sample and try it. Wear it on your next date with your lady. I'm telling you, Boss the Scent Private Accord, it's a stunner. This is a fantastic fragrance. Great, cool weather in general. But for an evening out, it's going to be kind of hard to beat. This Boss the Scent Private Accord. For you iris lovers, this is more orris, the root of the iris flower. And the reason I'm going with this one over others that you may be expecting is because the resins and the balsam, the Tolu balsam that's in this adds a different level of depth to it that Dior Homme Intense does not have exactly. Of course, I'm talking about Givenchy Gentleman Eau de Parfum. It's similar, but different. So with this one, you're getting that lipsticky kind of smell that iris and orris is known for, that waxy quality. The sweetness is still there, like Dior Homme Intense has, minus the leather. There's no heavy leather in this, and there's a lot of resins. It's a resinously sweet fragrance. It's beautiful. It really is. It's the right amount of projection. It's plenty of longevity for an evening event. The black bottle's fitting. You can go black tie. You can go with just an Oxford like I'm wearing. You can wear a polo shirt, really. I probably wouldn't wear it with a t-shirt, but for evenings out, for you floral fragrance lovers, it's hard to beat. It really is. I would prefer this for a date than the Dior Hommes. And that's coming from a guy that loves the Dior Hommes, especially the Parfum. And for this situation, Givenchy Gentleman EDP. Those of you that tried it already, you get where I'm coming from with this. Those of you that have not tried this, you like florals, you like iris, get this one and thank me later. Now this is going to be for you guys that love your Ambroxan heavy fragrances, love your blue fragrances. I'm one of those guys. Don't get me wrong. I love a good blue fragrance. And I get it. Some of you are just Dior Savage guys. That's your fragrance. That's what you wear all the time. Well, that's a bit loud in a restaurant, in a bar. It's loud. If you're in an intimate setting, may I suggest the higher quality smell with a little less more intimate level projection of Dior Savage's DNA with Dior Savage Parfum. This past winner from the Fragrance Foundation Awards, Designer Luxury Fragrance of the Year. Oh yes, Dior Savage Parfum won that award. I know, I was surprised. I love the fragrance, but I didn't think it was going to win that. The olibanum in this, for that incense note, just gives this such a new level of character that Dior Savage did not have before they released the Parfum. The sweetness is there. The Ambroxan's still there, even though not in the official note breakdown. It is there. This is a bit more subdued, a bit more intimate, a bit sexier. It is. The compliment factor is still there, guys. Trust me on this. This is a gorgeous fragrance. And the longevity's there. You'll get a nosmic to it and not think it's there a few hours in, but trust me, it's there. People are smelling you within a few feet when you walk by them. You still have a scent trail for many hours. And I can assure you, if your lady likes the way Dior Savage smells, as most ladies do, because that's why guys buy the hell out of Dior Savage, because ladies like the way it smells in the air, she's going to love this one. Trust me on that. Get a sample and try it. You're going to end up with a bottle. You see this big 200 ml bottle? This is my favorite version of Dior Savage. It's because it's the highest quality smell. It's got the most character. Fragrances in this video, they have character. They're interesting. They will add to making you more interesting. Perfect for an evening out if you like Dior Savage. Go with Dior Savage Parfum. Speaking of adding character to a very popular fragrance, La Nuit de Lhomme. One of the most popular date night fragrances in the world. Has been for years now. Well, I think it's time to put that one to bed. Don't get me wrong, it's still a good fragrance, but as time's going, as you're growing up, as you're aging more, your fragrance taste may mature along with you. And with that, being such a powdery and playful and sweet scent, like the beautiful spicy sweet cardamom in La Nuit de Lhomme Eau de Parfum, adds some more depth and richness that's not present in the original with this beautiful leather note. It's not quite as loud, Still has similar longevity, 7-ish, 8-ish hour fragrance. Depending on how your skin is, if you have drier skin, it might only be 5 or 6 hours, but that's okay. We're talking date nights and evenings. That's plenty. In my situation, about 8 hours. Not super loud, but not subtle either. Definitely, oh man, definitely an attention getter. This is another one. This is a sexy, seductive fragrance. If you liked La Nuit de Lhomme or loved La Nuit de Lhomme, maybe it's time to upgrade. Get yourself an upgrade, add some depth, try it. I urge with every fragrance, sample and try it, see if it's for you. Don't blind buy like me, unless you just like doing that. I like doing that. But in my opinion, this is a great release for the line. It really is. I do love Le Parfum as well. But for those of you that really enjoy the regular La Nuit de Lhomme, the original, I think this might be a better option for you. And for this fall, we're in 2020 now, getting close to 2021. I think it's time to put down La Nuit de Lhomme and pick up La Nuit de Lhomme Eau de Parfum. All right, guys. If your lady is into the masculine, manly type scents, those classic man fragrances, man, have I got one for you. And this can be the one fragrance for you. Fantastic for dates, though, and evenings. It really is. It's got the character. It's boozy. It's woody. It's a little green herbal. It's a little spicy. It's Pasha de Cartier's newest release in the line. Pasha de Cartier Parfum. Oh, man. Wow. Can't wait to smell this. Such a good fragrance. There's that booziness up top and that sandalwood. That's the two most prominent things to me. It's got a little fir balsam in it, a little bit of fir, adding that green herbaceous undertone. This stuff's great. This is classic man with some booziness. This is the sophisticated Bentley for men, if you will. They don't smell exactly the same, but they give off a similar vibe, if you will. This isn't full of raw leather and smoke and all that, smokiness and all that. This is a more refined take on that style, that masculine man, the guy that walks in with his boots and jeans with a sports jacket on, with his money clip wadded up full of hundreds, smokes a cigar. Masculine type of guy, you know what I mean? Rough beard, always has the 5 o'clock shadow going on. If your lady likes those types of fragrances, you need to get your hands on this one. Performs great. Beautiful, beautiful fragrance. Just the right amount of projection too. It's you know, it's out there in the first hour, but several hours following, you got a real nice scent bubble going around you. It's a beautiful fragrance. You're gonna enjoy the way you smell. And like I said, if your lady's into those masculine, classic male type of scents, she's gonna love this one. Fantastic for a date. Try it out this fall. It's Pasha de Cartier Parfum. Next is going to be a couple of favorites that you just can't go wrong with, starting with Prada Lunarosa Black. Oh my, my, my. The Angelica and the Amber with that little bit of powderiness that's in here make this such a great fragrance. Another one that in the air, in the scent trail, smells even better than it does directly off of your skin. This is a favorite among many. Great release from Prada. Great release in the Lunarosa line. It added some diversity to us. Not a bland line. That's not what I'm looking to say. A line that didn't have any originality. True originality. Lunarosa kind of has that, you know, soapy aromatic thing going that so many other fragrances do. Carbon smells like Dior Savage. Lunarosa Sport smells like Lamar. Eau Sport kind of does its own thing, but it's not really unique. It's very aromatic and very citrus heavy. There's a lot of fragrances like that. But Prada Lunarosa Black, Midnight in Paris type of vibe, but that's discontinued and fetching a ton of money these days. This is a great buy. 8-hour fragrance, moderate projection. It does the trick. Compliment factor is high. You're not going to smell like anyone around you, most likely. I mean, there is that offset chance that somebody else around you wearing Prada Lunarosa Black, but what's the likelihood of that? Let's be honest here. you got a better chance wearing Dior Savage or running into somebody wearing Dior Savage or Bleu de Chanel. You know what I mean? When it comes to this, you'll probably be the best smelling guy in the room, especially at a bar, dinner date, evenings, a wedding even. Your lady's going to want to stay close to you so she can smell you. This is fantastic stuff right here, guys. Another one that's tried and true, and that's Prada Lunarosa, black. Like I said, these last few, you've seen them on date night lists before because they just work. Zaharoff, Wanted by Night, big old massive 5-ounce bottle. Some will argue the best in the line of the three. And you know what? It's a hard argument to beat because it is. It's hard to say it's not. I love the original. I find uses for tonic, but this is next level. Beast mode fragrance. Easy on the sprays if you're going to wear it on a date night. 3 sprays is plenty. Less is more with this type of fragrance for a date. You're going to be out in a club or something like that. Spray away. Fill the room. Whatever. Gonna last 8+ on into the 10+ hour range. It's definitely a powerhouse. It's not going to break the bank. It's on the more affordable side, not really a cheapie, just a little bit above that cheapie range, depending on what you consider a cheapie range. Compliment factor is massive on this one. Everybody loves the way this smells. I've yet to come across somebody that doesn't like Wanted by Night. It's tried and true. Absolutely deserved to be in this video. Get your nose on it if you haven't yet, and that's Zaharoff Wanted by Night. Last but not least, the entire line could go right here. Let's be real. But I feel like the original is still chugging along. Perfect for fall, daily driver, but even better in the evenings. And that's from Viktor and Rolf. Spice Bomb, the original. If we were talking winter, I would say the extreme. I feel like the Night Vision line, the Night Vision flankers, actually, kind of has more of a daytime vibe to it, whereas Spice Bomb, the Eau de Toilette, and the Extreme are geared towards the evening wear for sure. Yeah, you can wear this one during the day, but it's a spicy, sexy fragrance. It's high compliment factor. It's one of the best designer fragrances ever made. It's one of the best original DNAs ever. It's not going away anytime soon. Hopefully it never goes away. Still performs well even through reformulations over the years. I still get about 7-8 hours easily on my skin, and it still projects pretty damn heavy in those first 2 hours. And ladies still love the way Spice Bomb smells. You're gonna get plenty of attention from Spice Bomb. It's the last fragrance on the video. Definitely not a last but least kind of situation, because this is a banger through and through. Spice Bomb. Well, that's the 10, guys, and until next time, do me a real quick favor. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. Do appreciate all the feedback. I love hearing from you guys. How many of these have you tried or do you own already? Do you completely agree with me? All some really good stuff. Take my word for it. If some of these you haven't tried yet, get your hands on a sample. Get your hands on a decant. There's plenty of places to do stuff like that. Max Aroma, Fragrance USA. There's just so many places to sample something if you don't want to just commit to a full bottle, or if you don't want to go to a department store and smell it for yourself on a test strip or on skin. I always advise, try it for yourself first. Don't just trust my nose and my skin. Trust your own. I'm just here as a guide to help. And until next time, I will say, if you can get your hands on any of these fragrances and you give them a spray now, who knows? You and your lady might end up thanking me later. Have a good one, guys.